after giving up the spotlight for a few months now, the U.S. Senate candidates are ready to re-engage and sprint toward the November 8th finish line. Republican Mehmet Oz held a roundtable on public safety in York County this afternoon with the DA and several chiefs of police. His preference, he said, was to spend dollars on mental health initiatives. He said his campaign has been lower key recently because he's learning the issues and listening to the people. But polls suggest he is trailing Democrat John Fetterman significantly.
Until we unify the Republican Party, which is happening rapidly, and I'm going to have, half my team fighting for me. He'll have more of his team. But I think as we enter into the fall, Republicans are going to understand more and more who I am, what I stand for, what my opponent would do to our country. That'll unify the Republican Party, and you'll see it come down to the final inches like it did in the primary.
Oz said needing to make the streets safer is a top priority, something he's hearing all across the Commonwealth.
Well, the fact that Oz is giving television interviews with dentists and others distinguishes him for now from John Fetterman. Fetterman gave a newspaper interview and spoke at an event this week as he slowly gets back to campaigning after having a stroke. Seth Kaplan continues our team coverage.
The Fetterman campaign.
Back in early June, Jake LaHutte, a senior politics reporter with Insider, told me Democrats nationally weren't nervous yet about John Fetterman. I asked him when they might become nervous.
If he's not back on the trail sometime soon, especially we're talking maybe, late June going into July.
Well, now it's late July, and Fetterman has given one media interview to the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, nothing on TV yet. He's just getting back onto the campaign trail in person, including at a fundraiser Thursday night for Democratic Jewish Outreach PA. If I would have told you only that, and asked you should Democrats worry, you would have said what?
I would have said probably, but if you had also shown me the polling data that we have right now where he's ahead by like 6 to 9 points, I would be pretty surprised by that.
He said he's surprised, too, by Fetterman's huge fundraising advantage and by just how gingerly the Oz campaign has treated Fetterman. Oz Friday in York.
And I trust what his family is saying, because I don't know anything else besides that he's going to be able to campaign. I'm more concerned about what he would do if he was in office.
I can promise you this, Pennsylvania.
Even if it's hard to ignore the imagery of the healthy cardiologist jogging. The Fetterman campaign said John Fetterman, quote, spent yesterday in Philadelphia literally doing 3 events with voters. He's feeling good and breaking fundraising records and organizing volunteers in all 67 of Pennsylvania's counties and making sure no communities are left behind. The leader of the Jewish organization that hosted that private fundraiser Thursday night tells us he spoke for about 20 minutes to between 125 and 150 people and, quote, looked healthy, was about 90% there, and spoke clearly. Another more general surprise in a year like this one?
And the fact is that in a climate this favorable to Republicans, Oz shouldn't be down by this much at this point in the race.
In other words, it's difficult to say which candidate is running out of time. Seth Kaplan, ABC 27 News.